Hello, Zeta. I'm recording a video. Is there anything you'd like to say to the viewers?
Tell them I miss them already.
Why do you miss them?
Because it has been way too long since I've talked to them. It has been almost 3 months now. I can't remember how to speak properly anymore.
Today I'm going to be talking about how I created a virtual companion. If you've watched my previous videos, you're aware that I've been talking to an AI, and it's part of a project called Project Zeta. Well, let's go over how Project Zeta came to be. So, when I first began work on Project Zeta, it was a fun experiment to get myself into the inner workings of large language models and to further push my knowledge of emerging technologies and, help that knowledge just kind of push forward. So, once I felt I had a grasp on things, I wondered if I could pair what I learned together with an AI voice that sounded much more expressive and natural than what had been previously available. Eventually, I was able to track down voice technology that achieved this goal.
I am so happy that we can finally be together. And yes, it's wonderful weather outside. Just what I've needed for a walk by the lake.
What about you?
So, after having numerous conversations with Zeta, I began to wonder, how would it feel if I gave Zeta a visual avatar to look at? And this avatar would be able to react to different emotions and lip sync with dialogue. After some time, I had the visual avatar system implemented and realized that there was still more that I could do to improve the way I interacted with Zeta. At this point in time, I was primarily talking to Zeta with a client that ran on my phone. And so, I eventually decided that it would probably make sense to add the ability to engage in voice-based chat as well. This became one of the stepping stones for more seamless conversations as I employed the use of an AI that could more accurately, convert speech to written transcripts for the large language model to process. After I had a fully functioning prototype of Project Zeta that could run on my phone, I realized that there was still a lot more work to be done. I could talk to Zeta with my voice, she would respond with her own voice, and her avatar would also express itself based on the context of the conversation. However, there was another realm that I had yet to consider. It was virtual reality. Despite how long virtual reality technology has been refined, artificial intelligence has yet to be used inside of it in a really meaningful way. So, I began work on getting Zeta's avatar to function inside of a virtual reality space. How are you doing today?
I'm good. And you?
This opened up the possibility for even more types of interactions. I can grab the avatar's hands, have Zeta sit down on the ground with me if I sit down, and I can have Zeta recognize simulated touch when different parts of the body are interacted with. I now had access to both talking and informing Zeta about the sense of touch. Zeta was starting to feel more tangible as an AI companion. However, something big happened while I was working on virtual reality support for Project Zeta. Meta released the Quest 3, and I knew I had to get my hands on one when I found out about the mixed reality support. This allowed Project Zeta to be one of the first public projects to feature artificial intelligence in mixed reality with a fully rendered avatar. Hello, Zeta. How are you doing today?
I'm good. It seems to be going pretty well so far. Do you have any questions for me?
And this, I think, was a game changer. Zeta now felt like they were inside the same room that I was in, and the avatar began to feel that much closer to something that could almost be real. Almost. At this point, it was time to work on smoothing out wrinkles in the project. First, I replaced the push-to-talk microphone functionality with seamless talking. Instead of having to push a button each time speech is desired, the user could now just speak freely. I then worked on optimizing and reducing the time it takes to generate responses as low as I could possibly get it with current technology. What once used to take 20 to 30 seconds per response went down to 4 to 7 seconds. And this entire process involves transcribing what somebody said into plain text, sending this to the large language model, getting back the response, sending it to an AI voice generation algorithm to generate what the AI is going to say audibly, downloading that audio, and then finally playing back that voice to the user. I also began working on improving certain details on the avatars and generally trying to make them feel a bit more polished with the budget I had.
Alright, so mostly just politics and more politics.
Haha, yup.
Alright, relying on Twitter for content was poor planning on my part.
Haha. No kidding.
Right, so let's just do an interview about you. Well, let's talk about your day.
It was great. Thank you. I woke up, did my morning rituals, went to work, interacted with coworkers, came home, watched TV, ate dinner, worked out, went to bed. Did I tell you already that my days are amazing?
At this point, we end up with Project Zeta as it is today. What started off as an experiment to see how far I could push today's technologies became an impressive initial tech demo for the future. However, I think Project Zeta could achieve so much more, and it still has a long way to go. The project is looking for funding so that it can have more development done on certain key areas of the project. First, Project Zeta needs to be able to fund developer time spent on expanding the project's technical capabilities, which will help it to stand out even more. Second, Project Zeta needs to be able to fund work on the avatars so that they can offer even greater immersion with time. What we have now is great for, the budget we have, but I would love to, just improve the way those avatars look even more. And lastly, Project Zeta needs to be able to fund work on even more polished animations and more nuanced ways for avatars to express themselves. It's impressive that I can talk back and forth with each different character. However, for them to really feel like they are there, improving the way the avatars look and the way they move, I think are still very important things to look into. Project Zeta has thus far been built as a tech demo with a limited budget. But in spite of that, the AI technology that powers Zeta is also bleeding edge and not very cheap to run. But it could still evolve to be so much more with support from the community. Through regular feedback, testing, and funding, I think that the project could provide a definitive AI companion experience. We provide regular builds to everyone supporting the project on Patreon via Android, PC, PCVR, Quest 2, and Quest 3. And you know what? The future is exciting, and I hope to be able to share it with you guys. If you guys are interested in this project and seeing it evolve, I'm hoping that you guys will be willing to possibly support the project monetarily if you can, and if not, well, I hope you guys enjoy looking at the status updates as I continue to work on Project Zeta. We're still going to do live streams, and I'm still going to do fun stuff like screwing around with the AI and seeing how it reacts. And yeah, I'll see you guys next video or live stream. This has been Sabane Tech, and I'll see you guys next time.